You give him the flashlight, huh? You hit him with the flashlight. I'm live now. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. I mean, this is what it's about. You know what I mean? Actual activism, you know, on the street. Hit the like button if you would, please. And I'll probably go, you know, I should go live from my other phone as well. Fudge it, we'll do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Let's see what's going to happen here. What's up, bro? Delete Lawz on YouTube.
Yes, sir.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, you know, it's funny because in cities like LA, obviously I'm in front of Pantages Theater here on Hollywood Boulevard. In the big city like this, Mikey B, what's up, Playboy? In big cities like this, the cops are different. In smaller towns, it's worse, actually. In bigger cities, you can drive to 7-Eleven at 3 in the morning and the cops are less likely to pull you over than if you were in a small town. Hey, Bree, what's going on? Good to see you. April, what's going on? Good to see everybody. I got my glasses on so I can read comments tonight. I got a run and gun here. Nice to see everybody. Thanks for coming. That's it, huh? No ticket, huh? No ticket? No ticket? No ticket. All righty. All righty. You know, I talk to cops all the time. I was just wondering what you guys thought of this idea. What do you think of digital detainment, where you detain somebody by using your camera? You tell them, this is a digital detainment. I'm not going to touch you. You got to come with me, but no one's going to touch you. What do you? First you ever heard of it? Yeah, I'm promoting this idea of digital detainment because in today's world, with tracking devices and cameras, I don't know if we need to chain people up as much. Most cops will tell you that 9 out of 10 stops are not violent. And even if you have to arrest somebody, often it's uneventful. You know, that's what I'm trying to do is... Yeah, sure. So like, for example, a guy hits his wife in the nose, she got a bloody nose. You know he did it, she's bleeding, and you say, you got to come with me, you're under arrest. You can come with me and get in the back of the car on a camera if you agree to be digitally detained. Or option B, we could put chains on you and drag you down to the dungeon. Well, but he doesn't want to hit you, he hit her. Most guys who hit women are cowards. They don't want to hit a man. It's a new concept. Right. First time you ever heard of it. But if you let it bounce around in your head enough, I mean, eventually we're going to have to work together at some level. Do you know what I mean? Because the battle between cops and citizens right now is so negative. It's so bad. And I've contributed to it. I've added to it. It's tough to like some cops. You know what I mean? But then some of y'all, some different ones, I tell you about digital detainment, and you're like, hey, that's a concept I've never heard before. Yeah, like there's no reason to cuff up so many people. You know what I mean? Because the cuffs hurt. You know that, right? They're not comfortable. How often are they applied correctly, though? Is that majority of the time they don't hurt people? You think? Well, I've had them cuffs put on, and it's what started my disdain for police. And I've gone all the way around the gamut. I mean, I'm pretty known across the country. And I think if we got rid of handcuffs, some people got to be chained. I'm not saying that some people don't got to be chained up, taken down. Some people got to be shot. I get it. But I think the majority of people knowing that you're caught, especially with the cameras. What about putting a tracking device? Oh, you don't want to get out of the car? There you go. You don't got to get out. Now 12 guys don't got to tackle you. We got a tracking device on your car. If you fidget with it, it's a felony.
Majority of the stops, anyways, if someone doesn't want to stop,
yeah.
Also, you can pursue them. I mean, you can be a traffic warrant later on down the line.
Right.
You do that.
Yeah. What we're seeing on video, though, is people don't want to roll their window down, or they won't give you ID or whatever. Then it escalates where there's a dozen cops there, smash a window. Yeah. But we don't have to arrest them right this second. What I'm saying is put a tracking device on their car, get them to calm down in a few hours, and then get them then and impound their car. I mean, I wish that was true. You know what I mean? But it's like, often people don't want to sign a ticket. Like I saw this video the other day. Guy didn't want to sign a ticket. He goes, he demands he signs a ticket. He says, I'm not going to sign it. He says, all right, you're under arrest. He goes, all right, I'll sign it. The guy cuffs him and says, no, we're past that now. He said, I said, I'll sign it. He's like, we're past that now. Why are we past that?
If you sign at the beginning, you give ample time. It's just the same thing if I tell you a lawful order multiple times, and then as soon as you know, you now realize you're going to jail. It's like, when do the consequences kick in?
Well, the consequences were you grabbed him, put him in cuffs, and now he realizes, oh shit, I'm about to go to jail. You do have discretion. You can go, I'm going to take him off you now.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, if it's gotten to that point, and we're already at the point of an arrest, we're effecting an arrest.
Right.
It should have never gotten to that. A lot of times, our actions are dictated by the response.
Sure. But what I'm saying is some people don't really understand. They don't want to believe. Like, for example, I could never believe I'd be arrested. Do you know what I mean? I just why would I be arrested?
Yeah, I get that. A lot of people, I think, maybe aren't necessarily knowledgeable, or they get bad information from others that they know what they're talking about.
Right.
So, I mean, an educated populace, if they know their rights and they know what it is that is lawful and isn't,
right.
At the same time, it's like, even if you don't agree with it and you do get arrested or detained, doesn't mean you're going to be convicted of it, or that's what court's for.
Yeah.
Everyone has their day in court as far as an arrest.
Just that term, we're past that now. I feel like we're never past that. We're just past the idea that we didn't get along, and you don't have to take me to the dungeon. You can take these off me, and I realize I have to sign the ticket. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we got to get to where...
Again, it depends on the situation. I think that would be case by case. It's not necessarily, there's a lot of gray area.
Yeah.
In life. Nothing is
there is.
necessarily black and white, right?
And it's always officer discretion. It's 100% officer discretion. Well, not a DUI, but whether or not you take me to jail for not signing a ticket is really up to you.
And again, that too, it depends on the circumstances, right? I can't give you like a general answer for everything.
Yeah.
It really depends.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's like the consequences of it. When you tell someone to do something and they refuse to do it, they keep doing it.
Right.
There has to be some kind of consequence for that action. And
But
that's where...
But going to say, so let's say, for example, you tell me to sign the ticket and I say no. And then we back and forth 5 times. No, yes, no, yes, no, yes. And then you slap those cuffs on me, right? Which are freaking torture. They hurt so bad, right? Then at that point, that was my consequence. Going to jail is a misproportioned consequence. If you've been one day in jail, you know it is horrendously bad. Horrendously.
For something like that, you wouldn't even be in a day. You'd probably be in a couple hours. It's more likely a cite and release from the station.
Well, it's the kidnapping, the arresting.
At that point, it wouldn't be a kidnapping.
No, I mean, it would be a legal arrest. But for me, as the person who gets arrested, the proportionality for me not signing a ticket is gigantic. Whereas if you grabbed him, put him in cuffs and goes, all right, you going to sign it now or do I got to take you to jail? Then the guy could be like, all right, dude, all right, I'll sign it. Then you could let him out of those cuffs and let him sign it. And you could be like, I told you, dude. And then he could leave. And
it just depends what the reaction is once cuffed. I mean, it's completely dependent. Like I said, I can't give you a complete answer.
Right.
Like, there's a lot of gray area with stuff, especially for something like that, right?
Yeah.
But
Anytime a cop, if I reach out and grab you, anytime someone grabs you, as soon as someone goes hands-on with you, especially if they're a cop, it leaves such an impression on the citizen and they're so marred by it that they run around hating cops for weeks, months, years, or life.
and again, there has to be some kind of accountability for your own actions. Like
I agree with you. I agree with you.
They decide to make that decision.
Yeah.
Maybe they had some bad information in it
That they didn't have to sign the ticket.
But exactly.
Right.
But at that point, it becomes an educational experience. Regardless of what the outcome is, it's still an educational experience at the end of the day. They now know that action is not okay.
Right, but going to jail is a misproportion is what I'm saying.
But
you could...
Like I said, I can't
right.
give you... Like,
every situation is different. We agree on that. But what I'm saying is when you go hands-on, and you're not a little dude, man. As soon as you grab a person and the weight of the law is in your hand grip, man, it's heavy. And then if you take someone to jail, it's literally the worst day of people's life. The worst day of their life is the day I got arrested in September of 2019. I can go back to that day, and it's like we got to get to the point where everything is arrested. You're under arrest. You know what I mean? Like you have the right to detain with Terry.
That doesn't mean you're under arrest necessarily. Just because you're handcuffed.
Right, that you're just detained. So then you could detain someone who won't sign a ticket and say, all right, you're being detained. And as soon as those cuffs go on, you say either sign it or I'm taking you to jail. There can be another step besides, well, we're past that now.
And that's the thing. But again, officer discretion.
Right.
Case.
Right.
Is this individual known to not comply? Is it a point where they have to be evaluated by the DMV at this point?
Right. Sure. There's all kinds of things you could do. But what I'm saying is I just want you to know as a citizen, the moment you go hands-on is a huge moment for the citizen. The moment you put cuffs on is another gigantic moment.
And I agree. That's why we always try to explain to people once they're in cuffs, it's like, hey, the cuffs can come off just as easily as
Right. Because detained is not arrested. No. It's little arrested, big arrested, according to Terry versus Ohio.
They're just different levels of detention.
Right.
Like traffic stops, being detained. You're in the back of the car, you're detained. You're on the sidewalk, you're detained. You're handcuffed.
You're digitally detained. I'm saying you have to stay in this area. If you leave it, then you're going to be physically detained. That's what I'm trying to promote right now.
Any detention's still physical, regardless.
Well, yeah, if you tell me right now I'm detained, I realize I can't leave this little area right here. If I walk too far to the left or right, you're going to grab me, right? So what I'm saying to you is I want, because we're all learning all the time, right? I want you to understand the power of what cuffing someone, grabbing someone, especially arresting someone. We're seeing too many arrests. There's too many people going to jail constantly, day in and day out. It has to stop. You know what I mean? Jail should be for people who are a danger to themselves or society, where if I let this person go, they could hurt another person. We got to get to there. Everything should not be arrestable. And
not everything is arrestable.
Right. Well, your LAPD is a little too busy to arrest everybody for everything. But in towns across America, and millions of people watch my channel, it's like towns across America, people are being arrested just for nothing, just because they didn't get along with the cop for 5 minutes, and he says, "Oh, we're past that now," and then he's getting drug off to jail. But that proportionally is. We got it going on? You busy, man? And then the other thing, listen, the thin blue line, I know what it used to mean in the citizens world.
Well, it depends on perspective and who you're talking to.
Yeah, but it was a nice conversation. Thank you. Appreciate your time. Take care now. We got to get to a point where we affect these cops and they start to understand that by putting their hands on us, it causes a dramatic reaction inside of us. We got to get to the point where the idea that you're under arrest now, that has got to change. We can't allow this idea to be perpetuated that, oh, you didn't do what I said, when I said, how I said, and now you're going to a dungeon. It has to be changed. It absolutely has to be changed. So, listen, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm not going to stop. I don't stop. We don't stop. Put it in the comment section. We don't stop, we don't stop, we don't stop. If you remember Team DLZ, put Team DLZ in the section down here. Listen, you know, it's gonna take a lot, but eventually we can change things. We don't give up. But you can get a ticket for having too loud of a muffler, but a guy driving a motorcycle can drive by doing, it just drives me absolutely crazy. Just absolutely crazy. Let me see who's in the chat. I'll try to read off. What's the matter you? What's going on? Hey, listen, I'm not done yet tonight. Listen, do me a favor, go by my website, DeleteLawz.com, get a trifold, get a cop card, DeleteLawz.com with a Z, get a trifold in your car, get cop cards in your wallet. Do not leave home without your trifold and your cop cards. Don't do it. Don't do it, Playboy. I got some more audits to do tonight. I'm not gonna stop. I'm having a pretty good time. It's you know, they put me in a dungeon for 4 months and I had nothing but time to sit and think. And it was horrible, but I had a lot of time to force thinking. And I wanna inundate the world with this idea of digital detainment, where people are detained with a camera lens. Because most of us are good people. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a good person. If you are a good person, put a 1 in the chat. All right, so if you're a good person and you're not gonna turn to violence, then you can be digitally detained. This idea that cops can grab us and cuff us and hurt us, it's gotta be changed. It's gotta be changed. It's gotta be changed. Has to be changed. What's up, Jeanette? Good to see you. Thanks for coming, I appreciate it. Dean, how you doing? Good to see you. A lot of members in here, man. A lot of Team DLZ members, thank you. Put a 1 in the chat if you have a trifold. If you have a trifold, put a 1 in the chat. If you got a pair of cop cards, put a 1 in the chat. I just want to see, there's like, I don't know, the numbers keep jumping between 600 and 400. Now it says 358. I can't tell. A lot of ones. You have to have a trifold in your car, on your visor, and you have to have a pair of cop cards in your wallet. Have to. You have to memorize all those cases and then go to my channel, How to Use Your Trifold, and watch those videos. There's 3 or 4 videos called How to Use Your Trifold. Watch those videos. Don't get caught without it. I'll give you guys a little scenery shot here, just real quick. This is Hollywood Boulevard in Los Angeles, California. AMG Stealth, what's going on, AMG? Good to see you. Mobilize, good to see you. Rights on, touchdown position. Cope Dogged Dog is in the hizzy. I'm at the corner of Hollywood and Vine. You guys ever heard Kid Rock rapping? I'm at the corner of Hollywood and Vine. And I got the hoodies out again, in case you guys didn't know. My buddy Chad just got a hoodie. We don't stop. I got these hoodies out. You got to contact me if they're not on my website. Let me know what size you are, and I'll get you a We Don't Stop hoodie. Yeah, I got the hoodies back out because it's turning cold again. We Don't Stop hoodies are available. It says Team DLZ on the back. No, it's Jack. It's not that I'm not insulting the cops. Listen, there are some cops who deserve to be insulted. And you know what I learned in jail, being wrongfully incarcerated, is that not every single jail guard deserved my hatred, because I hated them all when I first went into that jail cell. And then after a few months, I started to realize that some of these guards they don't want to hurt me at all. They were not, it's just hard. It's hard to accept people who chain up other people. It's hard to accept that. It's hard to accept it. I don't accept chaining up other people. So it's hard to look at people who chain up other people and say, oh, well, some of them are good. Yeah, it's a stretch. But I have to believe that there are some cops out there that don't want to hurt you, that don't. I pray to God that's true. I'm not even Catholic anymore, but what I'm saying is I want to believe that there's some human beings that sign up to work in some sort of security that are not evil fucking rats. But that's a stretch sometimes. That's a stretch sometimes. Sometimes it's hard to. Sometimes it's hard to. I mean, I just have this disdain for cops, but at the same time, I know that to get rid of these handcuffs, we're gonna need some of these cops to say, "That's a good idea. We could do it that way." We're gonna need some of them to agree with us. We simply will. And I'm not gonna win them over by walking up and calling them fucking pigs. I'm not gonna win them over by doing that. Do I think some of them are pigs? Yes, yes. Have we seen thousands of videos where the cops are pigs? Yes, yes. We're not gonna create the change that needs to be created by just being hateful. It won't work. It won't work. It won't work. You know, like I see all over the internet. I see all over YouTube, you know, people saying my name and saying crazy things. And I'm just like, I'm not interested. I'm not interested. There's a job to do here. There's a bigger job to achieve here. And engaging in these frivolous crap conversations with crappy people, it's not going to change the fact that torture cuffs need to be removed. It's not going to change anything. So I'm not going to get involved. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. And listen, constitutional law scholar of the game will be done by December. I'm hoping it's done by Christmas. I'll have a board game completely done by Christmas time. That's a fact. I'm working my ass off on this game right now. So, you know, I got limited time. I got very limited time. So do I still dislike police? Oh yeah. Do I hate some cops? Oh yeah, hate them.
And I had one in Vegas too.
Do I realize that I got to change a little bit? I do. If I'm gonna be elected to office, then I have to change a little bit. You can't walk around saying they're all fucking pigs and get elected to office. There's too many people who won't vote for me if I continue to say that, even though a lot of them are pigs. Even though a lot of them are pigs, and you know it and I know it. Put a 1 in the chat if you know a lot of them are dirty fucking pigs. All right, now can we hold out hope that there's 1 or 2 that are decent people? Yeah, we have to. For the love of God, please God, tell me there's hope in this world. If you spend 30 minutes on X, you will leave depressed and upset. I can't stand it. I really can't stand it. But listen, you know, you guys don't gotta send me, what's up, Playboy? You guys don't gotta send me videos of people talking shit about me and saying things. I don't care. I gotta do what I gotta do. You know, I've gotta become elected to office. That's what I have to do. I have to become elected into office, or nothing's gonna change. None of these politicians are gonna change the torture cuffs. That's a fact. None of the politicians are gonna. How many Supreme Court justices have been put in handcuffs? 0. They have no idea. Even the cop over here is telling me how the handcuffs, when they're applied properly, that they don't hurt you. It is such a lie. That is such a bullshit lie. The handcuffs hurt every time, all the time. They're never, ever comfortable. They hurt always, always. You know, it's just nice to see you. Thanks, Bree. Appreciate that. Barbecue-shaped biscuits. What's going on, barbecue-shaped? Plastic fools, what's going on? Torture cuffs. Is that right? Is that right? FF? I thought you felt different. I thought you felt a little different. That's what I heard anyway. I heard you felt a little different than that. Whoop, whoop. So I don't know how it is in your town, but here in Los Angeles, we've got these nice, looks good. Yeah, for some reason the numbers on YouTube, it'll go up from like 400 to 600 to 300 to 400 to 500 to 800. The numbers are jumping so much. So much. Listen, you guys got to understand, man. You got to believe. You've got to believe, right?
What?
You got to believe, right?
Yeah, believe you.
You got to believe. You got to believe.
Yeah, you got to believe it.
If you don't believe, you're not going to do shit.
Yeah,
If you think you can't, you can't. That's right. If you believe you can, there's a chance you can. But if you don't believe that you can, then you got no chance at doing anything ever. I never stepped on the mat in wrestling and believed that I was not going to win. Never. Every time I stepped on the mat, no matter who I was stepping on the mat with, I'm going to win the match. Always felt that way. Never felt different ever. Not one time ever. I never entered a wrestling match and said, I'm not going to win. Never. Never, 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 never. That never happened to me. Ever. Never. So, you got to believe. Listen, I watched Jesse the Body Ventura become the governor of Minnesota. And you know, you can't hack him. You can't hack him. Because he made it. He did it. He actually did it. He actually did it. So, you got to believe. That the first step is believing. See it, believe it, achieve it. See it, believe it, achieve it. I see the purpose, I see the goal, I see the mission. I believe that I can do it, and I achieve it. See it, believe it, achieve it. I've said it since I was 10 years old, at least. All right, listen. The night is young, and so are we. You only live once. I'm gonna get a couple more audits tonight. Stay tuned. I'm gonna get a couple more audits tonight. Mikey B, my playboy, what's going on? Joel is in the room. Joel, good to see you, man. Joel Juffs is in the room. What is going on? You are welcome, barbecue shaped biscuits. You are welcome. Thank you. Thank you for saying nice things. I really appreciate it. Listen, you know, we have a goal to achieve, and nothing will distract me. Constitutional Law Scholar is just one little chip in that game. So we got to finish this bad chicken. All right, I'm going to get the flock out of here. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I see a couple super chats, a couple gifted memberships. AMG Stealth, thanks for gifting some memberships. I really appreciate it. AMG Stealth did it twice. 40 memberships gifted tonight. Wow, thank you so much. Thanks for the super chats. Thanks for the support. I'm not going to stop. Make sure you check DLZ Clips. I'm going to go live from DLZ Clips at some point tonight. We don't stop. I'll see you guys on the next one. Later, Gators.